So, hi again. I'm here again with the second series. Well, I would not say, this kind, any kind of lecture or probably a thought that I'm sharing with all of you, my dear listeners, ones who are seeing me and relating to me. When we started this concept, then there was a lot of thought on it, whether we should start this or not. But then the kind of reviews that we've got from the first episode, it has actually given courage to me and my team to just go ahead with the next one, and we are also looking forward to it. So starting the thread from my last one-to-one interaction with the audience which is there on the other side, I was just sharing my experience starting to where I was born as a girl, and then the whole journey as an adolescent, and then of course your personal life, your struggles. One more thing, where today I would like to just share. These are not gyans that I'm giving to anyone, but then when you start your journey as a young girl entering into the industry, first of all, when you start discussing the things that you want to do, because school is there for everyone, you have fixed subjects that you're going to study, and everybody in the class studies the same subject. But at the end, probably when you are in your 10th standard, when you are 12th standard, then you decide what you want to do later on in your life. And God forbid if you choose something which is not traditional. So if you decide not to become a doctor or engineer or a teacher or probably all those, the set kind of jobs that are there, because your parents want you to settle down, your parents want you to have a safe career, and that's where the challenge starts for every girl. More, of course, it's there for the boys also. But why I would say that more with girls? Because there are certain, professions which is perceived as not meant for girls. So suppose if you want to choose a career probably in fashion or journalism or painting or for set engineering, because engineering is supposed to be only for boys, not for girls. So the first challenge that comes from your family, from your society, that how will you survive? And you have to give 4 years of your life, you have to give 5 years of your life. Okay, when will you get married then? When will you have kids? Your life is set into brackets, So at 18, you complete your graduation. And then after that, there is a set time when you complete your career, and then you settle down. And then what your husband does depends on what you do. So there lies the catch line. I would say that I took the courage to pursue what I wanted to do. It never came across my mind that what my partner would do. So that is where I think it's a strong decision that you have to take in life, that what you want to do, what you want to pursue. And there are going to be challenges, and challenges from every sphere of life, and probably your parents would support. That is where, because parents are, of course, even if they are in disagreement, they come to an agreement at one point of time. But then everything around you will tell you not to do it. And there are times when it takes time to build your career, it takes time to settle down with what you are dreaming of, and the things that are set for you gets all disbalanced. But trust me, if you stick to it, things will take shape. But again, the challenge lies that you choose a career of your own choice, but when you're at the negotiating table, okay, so suppose you are appearing for an interview or you're appearing for a job, you will always be paid less. Why? Why it should be that, when you are in the same position, you are doing the same kind of work. And probably I wouldn't be a feminist and say that of course you're doing job in a better way. But there comes a time that, as a woman, as a young girl, whenever you're doing a job, you're always again that same concept that you're vulnerable. You cannot go alone. Oh my God, this assignment is night assignment. This cannot be given to a girl. Let us choose a boy. Even if the boy is the dumbest boy of the whole clan. But you have to give it to a boy because, that's a more safe thing. If something happens to the girl, then there are a lot of challenges that we have to face. So instead of, the society being stronger enough to protect you and tell you that please go ahead with this assignment, we are there with you. Rather than that, you're always pulled behind because you are said to be vulnerable. At every moment of life that there has been that I was much smarter, I have much more brains and I'm much more talented, but I've been paid less. And we are all there with our career to prove ourselves and to make ourselves financially independent. So when people say, and I've heard another concept. This is something which is very, very disgusting. That, what? Since you're a girl, you cracked the interview. Please stop saying that. They do equal hard work. They have equal strength, and they have the talent. And if the recruiter is nasty, you better catch hold of the recruiter, but not the candidate who's cracked the job, the place where she's standing right now. And by God's grace, we've been given that much of strength that we come across very confident, and we expect that people around us appreciate us for the confidence. So today, standing here, it has been a long fight. It has been a long, very struggleful fight to tell people that I can be a leader. Being a woman, I can be a leader. I can work late. I have a family, but then I know how to be professional. I know how important my job is. I can drive my own car. I can fight with the traffic policeman when required. I can question my boss. I can question people on the other side of the table, and I have the right to put my point forward. So as the famous quote that if the table, whichever table you're going to, suppose you're not given a chair, so I would say that just create your own table. That is how I have survived, and that is how things have been with me. So coming from an experience of being mainstream journalism, the first thing happened to me that I was put on desk. So please give her something to write. Please give her something where she can copy edit. Why? Because she's a girl. She might not, there's so much of heat outside. Itni garmi hai, kaise bichari kaam karegi? And she speaks English. That is a big, problem, that attracts people. Trust me. It's very funny, but if you speak very good English and you carry yourself very well, that's a big attraction point. So, that's a big trouble to you. So you should look very bad. You should look very dumb. And when your boss is scolding you, please be very dumb. Put your heads down and behave as if, you've agreed to everything. But sorry, I've always disagreed. And there has been points, when you've been, you've not got increments, there are times when you've not got promotions, but then I stood strong. I said, no, this is how I feel, and I know what I'm thinking is correct, and I know that what I'm planning is foolproof. It's something that I'm not saying that it's being a woman. If I'm being, if people are being gender biased with me, that a woman cannot come up with such ideas, then I have decided to break the myth. And today I stand here and people do give me the kind of I wouldn't say respect, the kind of work that I want. And I'm sure it's going to be another long journey from here too, because it's not easy. It's definitely not easy, because women have a way of working. And talking about myself, they have a different kind of leadership quality. You will not find women screaming or shouting. That does not make you at par with man. There's a way which every women leader functions, and I think that should be very much appreciated in our working culture. It's very, very important. So so there are times when, where your increment files are given to your bosses, and first thing that they do is they segregate that this is the file of men and this is file of women. And any organization that we see, that the front desk, always the women are there. Why? Because moment you enter, you have a smiling face. What kind of logic is that? Why can't a man sit and be at the reception desk? So I don't know how much I'm trying to explain that. Please do not define role for us. Do not define role for us. We are there to prove ourselves. We know where we want to go. And whether it's, if you think of, moment you close your eyes and you think of a profession such as robotics, and you think of a man drawing that, or a man creating that. So it has been so instilled within ourselves that these are certain things that needs to be done by boys, and these things which needs to be done by girls. So moment, even in hospitals today, when the boy is there are blue balloons, and when the girl is there are pink balloons. Who the hell has told that girls like pink? I don't like pink. I don't like pink. And there are many girls out there, women out there, who, their favorite color is blue. So who has decided that? How can you decide? When you make toys, you make Barbie, Barbie is so thin and she's so pretty looking. Why can't it be like a fat one? Why do always you have to create an image of a girl, of a woman? So probably these things everybody faces. Trust me. Everybody faces, and with your profession it's tougher to sit at a leadership position and keep on proving yourself. For a woman, that is the toughest part. You have to keep on proving yourself, and they will always think you're weak because you're a mother, you're a wife, and that rather than taking this as a strength point, they always take you in a weaker section. Today when I'm working, I make sure that my kids come to my workplace. It's not that I don't want to separate them from my workplace. I want them to see the kind of work that I'm doing, so that when they grow up, probably when my son grows up and he marries a girl who is as powerful as this, who's working, he will take this very, very seamlessly. So they should not take that the mother is always there to feed them or to meet their necessities at home. Mother is also this. So that I don't know, my colleagues have seen them. They come here and they stay for the day, and they see what I'm doing, how I'm working, and they enjoy it, and they look forward to that day. And probably today when they are at home, they look at me, they see me as a stronger person, and that is how they're going to perceive women when they move out. So it's important that we break all these image barriers when it comes to workplace. And another thing, what is this big deal, about saying, when a woman, you have to come in a particular attire when you come to offices. Does anyone tell these boys why they come in jeans and t-shirt? Does anyone say it to them? So why can't a girl come? Why can't a woman come? So this is something which I have faced. I have faced it constantly. Telling me, a woman looks very good in sari. No, they look good in a swimsuit also. Have you ever said that? Because, that's there at the back of your mind that, that is not something that should be spoken about. So, sorry, this has nothing to do with gender. But probably what I see with my young generation, with my students, with all the young students which are there, with me today, I see that, times have changed. And, a boy and a girl hanging normally is thought to be abnormal. So if you are just, two boys, holding each other and standing is all okay. But if unfortunately there's a girl in that particular gang, it's not that good. Why? So once we start breaking these gender molds, then probably when you go to a workplace, you are taken equally. When you wear what you want, you are taken equally. The way you behave, you laugh loud. I love laughing loud. So no, girls, they should be very, quietly, they should laugh, they should be very quiet. Why? This is my personality. I love laughing loud. If a boy laughs loud, nobody tells them, why are you laughing so loud? So probably these things, moment these things start diluting, probably, the struggle, the journey becomes much easier for the women, and the role defining becomes much better. And we have to dilute probably this situation of a woman being in home and a woman being at office. A woman is a woman. Let's not define that. And let's not define man also. Man does the same, takes care of the house also and takes care of the office also. So let's not, segregate that. It's the responsibility that they are taking care of both, and let us just deal with that rather than, praising or demeaning any of those qualities which are there with them. So workplace is probably one of the challenges today, standing here talking about it, has been. And I've never been intimidated by any man. And that I would say, please do not get scared by personalities, towering personality. There might be the most handsome man on the earth, or probably the most dynamic personality in front of you, or probably somebody who screams a lot. Please don't get intimidated. So moment you do that, things will become difficult for you. So be comfortable in your own skin, how you are, short height, fat, thin, as I said last, dark skinned, loud. I'm a very loud personality and I love that. I scream, I shout. If you go back to my home, it's like a circus. All of us are shouting. I shout, my kids shout, my mother is shouting. But that's how we are, and that's how I am. You don't have to tell the world how good you are. And people who go to the social media and express, how good and light they are, trust me, nothing is like that. This is all fake kind of presentation that happens, and it's high time that people like us tell people that stop being fake. Just tell people what you've gone through, and so that these younger generation, I think they're much smarter. There are times when I feel that I should have been born in this generation. They are much smarter. They know how to say no. They know if you give them something, if they don't like something, they just say that I don't want to do it. And that's very, very important. That the first no is very important, because your parents have been telling you, you have to do this, you have to go here, you have to wear like this, you have to behave like this. Your relatives have come, you have to be there, you have to listen to their nonsense all the time. But I find these kids, they just say no. And it's very important. It's important to say no and be comfortable in your skin. And for me, it's been a tough journey professionally till now. And I'm sure that let's see how it goes further. So whoever is listening to me, so let me tell you that if you've chosen a path which is different, which is not within the brackets, it's not going to be an easy journey, but it's not going to be tough if you decide what you want to do. And God forbid situations come where you have to put your foot down, you have to speak your mind. Please do that, because that one step that you take every day, brings you out of the fear of losing out. And it's always said that when you're on top, you're alone. So you will lose friends, you will lose relatives, you will lose a lot of things, but at the end of the day, you will be what you want to be. And I think that is all that counts.